Bienvenido. Welcome to Costa Maya, ¿eh?
Thank you.
Hello.
34.
Dad keeps thinking we're moving whatever truck's parking.
Where do you want me to sit?
Wherever's comfortable. If you want to sit right beside it, sit right beside it.
I need you to fill in this form. Ready to go.
Okay.
Okay, so I need your names here, the date here, name of the ship, and cabin number.
What's today's day? Is it
Today's the 28th.
Okay, thanks.
28th. You can write on this.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a party, God, we're here to party. It is the biggest ship in the world.
I can't believe this is the four of us.
Senores, we will need to put on our seat belts, okay? We need to put on our seat belts.
Yeah, I know.
Seat belts, if they do not work, we need to set up seat belts. I think you're really it's focused up already. But you can put this up, honey. So it's,
I was like,
this way, it's easier. We need to put on our seat belts, honey.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's clocked in. So you need to you're sitting on it now?
Oh, I am.
Okay, here you go. I forgot, okay. Mom. And here's cardigan. I mean the number of the
You got yours? Oh, you got a...
Okay, señoras, señores, I want you to look at these palm trees here. These are the ones we saw from the roadside. Notice they have these bunches of little coconuts on them. These are called cohoon palm trees. Cohoon. And those are cohoon nuts. Cohoon nuts. These palm trees only grow in America, in the tropics of America, including the Caribbean islands. So remember, they're endemic to America. They do not grow in Asia nor in Africa. Amigos, we're going for the top first, then time for photographs because it's very crowded. Watch your step. There are ant hills, red fire ants. Don't step on the little bunches of dirt, okay? Just be careful. This way. So pay attention. These are the ants, okay? They're red fire ants. So just be careful you do not stay standing on them. This is another one here. Okay? You do not step on the bunches of dirt. That's fire ants. We will be standing here in the shade, right here in the shady area. Okay? And let us give a chance for the groups to go so there won't be so much people in your photographs. Okay? Okay, amigos. You know what? Since this is the last group that is here now, just after them, let's see. If another group does not come in, we're going to do our pictures. Okay? You know what? Start taking your pictures. Some of you can go that way. Go now, because maybe another big group is coming now. Go take your picture here, and some of you can wait here, so that when they're finished, you start taking your pictures. Do it now. When you're finished, I will be here waiting for you. Okay? Right here. Go ahead, take your picture.
Just stand in the middle, I'll take one. And then I want you to go up there. No, Evan, back here. Evan.
Hasta las 2:30.
Just be careful with the red fire ants, okay? Amigos, if you want me to help you with your photographs, let me tell you how we're going to do it, and we can do it fast. You stand behind me, then one couple, group, family goes, I take the picture with nobody on it, and they will be better, okay? No. I will do it as fast as I can, so they won't be crowded. Just first couple, give me your camera, so when you go, okay, this is the first family who's going after them, okay? Just get ready, so when we go, and I'll do them for you. The sun is not in a good position for the picture right now. Perfect. Okay. There you go. Go, go. Go, go. Here we go. Okay, there, you do not stay all in the same step. It's better if you're like one here, one there, it looks better. Okay, that's it. And I got you. Wanna go? Two. Okay, wave at the camera now. 1, 2, and 3. Gotcha. You can start your way down. Next. One more. Here. Go, go. I'll do it for you. Okay, family, almost ready? Are you ready? You know, this camera is a little bit dark. Is that okay? All the others were clear. This one is dark. You have another camera? Somebody else has another camera? Just give me your camera. This one is too dark. Maybe because of the little screen on it. Maybe you will get it clear afterwards. Yeah, this one is clearer. Yeah, this one I think has a better view. Oh, this one is perfect. Ready, family? When I count to 3, you put up your hands or your feet or whatever. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. That's a nice one. Gotcha. Okay. There you go. Thank you. Because of that, there's so much people in the building. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, Senora, so is my group ready here? Yep. So we can just stay in the shade. Diana's group, we're all here. Okay. We're ready here. Señoras, señores, Diana's group here, por favor. Amigos, all of you, welcome to Chakchoben. The name Chakchoben is the name of the community where the archaeological site was found. The excavation of Chakchoben started in the early 90s and it ended in 2001. The park was officially opened to the public in the year 2002. Not all the city is excavated. We will be walking through structures like this one that are excavated and restored, but you will also be seeing mounds. Whenever you see mounds, it's a structure. Not excavated, the reason? Money. Takes a lot of money, takes a lot of time to do excavation work. Now, the structure in front of us, notice it has the form of a hill or a mountain. Whenever you come to the Maya land or you come to Mesoamerica and you see a structure with the form of a hill or a mountain, and it has a central staircase going to the top, and the top is flat, it's religious, which means that nobody was living on it nor in it. It was used for religious events. Remember I mentioned the people that were awake at the bus, that they adored so many deities that were always related to forces of nature. So now, all the structure is made of limestone. All this is limestone. When we look at the structure, we will see that some parts of the walls of the structure are like, they have like flat stones, the ones down here. Then notice the ones just above, the stones are jutting out. Originally, everything was covered with flat stones. But when they did excavation work, archaeologists did not find all the flat stones. That's why we don't have all of them now. But everything was covered with flat stones. And it's easy to observe that all these stones were put together with some kind of mortar. They had mortar. Amigos, how did they prepare mortar? They used to burn the limestone. When you burn limestone, you get lime. When you add water to it and it dries, it hardens. So that's the material, the mixture with which they put the stones together. The structure that you're looking at is dated from around the year 900 AD, which means it's over 1,000 years, what you're looking at. But if we removed all these stones, inside there's a smaller and an older building. If we remove all those stones, inside there's a smaller and an older building, which means that all these structures were built in stages. Okay, so you're looking at the last stage of construction, which is from around 900 AD. When the structure was in use, everything was covered with the flat stones, and all these flat stones were plastered. They were stuccoed, so the building was really smooth. You really couldn't see the stones that you're looking at today because everything was stuccoed. Why don't we have the stucco? Because this was overgrown by the jungle, covered with jungle. So when they removed the vegetation, when they removed the trees, a lot of it, the stones started crumbling down. So archaeologists tried to put them back where they should have been. And this is how they do the restoration work. Of course, there was no way of saving the stucco because it was overgrown. So now, archaeologists have done tunnels. When they do the excavations, they do tunnels and they go all the way in. They break small area for walking through. And they have found the walls of the older buildings buried inside. Why do we have older buildings buried inside? When these people were living here, many times cities were abandoned. Why were cities abandoned? The main reason would have been due to the overgrowth of population. No birth control programs, amigos. They had a lot of children. When? As soon as they were fertile. So imagine, when they got fertile and they started having children, how many children do you think they had? 8, 10, 12, I don't know. When these children grew up and they were fertile, they started over again. So the populations got so big and they started having problems of water. Amigos, we cannot live without water. So, of course, the places where they settled, there was water. But if you run out of water because you have so much people living here for so many years, you cannot stay here. You have to move. So they would abandon the city, start going to somewhere else where they had found water, and start all over again. What happened with the city that we left here, with the temples that we left here? They will stay here. The jungle will eventually take over. After 100 years, 150 years, the natural resources recover. Why? Because it rains a lot here. So the other group that abandons another city would end up here. They find that we left our religious buildings, they would just clean them up, and they would build on top and around them, and use it again as a religious structure. Another reason why cities were abandoned was because of food. Of course, I mean, we all need food. I mentioned the crops that they cultivated here. If the soil loses all its fertility due to overexploitation of the soil, they cannot stay here. They have to abandon the city too. And another reason, senores, and one of the most important, war. They were always at war. Mayans against Mayans, trying to control water, trying to control agricultural land, and trying to control other people. Remember, from when man is man, and they start getting organized in clans, in groups, in tribes, they start fighting. All of them want the best. Amigos, this has not stopped. We have always been in wars, and this is not going to change because we always want what the others have, and the strongest one will get it. That's the way it is. So they were doing exactly the same thing. So if we were here, if we had water, we're living in this community, and another group wants our water and they have a bigger army, they're going to push us out. This is the way it was. I mean, that's kind of the law in this world, amigos. So now, going back to the structure. Notice then, again, a hill or a mountain, right? Notice the central step going up, and notice the top is flat. Exactly at the top, there was a room. The rooms were made out of stone, and in some cases, they were made of wood and thatch. That's why they're all gone. Remember I said we live in the downtown, we are in the downtown, and we visit this place because the structures were made out of stone. All the people, the big part of the population, 98% of the population lived outside. But their structures, their homes were made of wood, thatched with palm, all perishable material, everything has disappeared. So that's why you're always visiting the downtown of the ancient cities, right? And now try to imagine, when the structure was in use, if we were farmers, all the time we would be out there far away from the downtown, working in the fields. We had to work and pay tribute to the ruling family. They got the best of everything. And they controlled the warriors. Amigos, an organized social group. So now imagine certain days we would be invited to come here. When the city was in use, there was no vegetation. All of this would have been cleared. All the ground would have been cleared. No grass. Everything was stuccoed white. That's how the downtowns would have been. The buildings are plastered and painted in red. It was a red city. They seemed to like the red color. This building, you observe as I was taking your pictures, couldn't be very good because the sun was exactly in front of the camera. There at the back is the east. That side is the west. So the sun travels east to west. Of course, the sun doesn't come out in the same position every day. It's moving in the horizon. Every day it moves a little bit, gets to the end, and it comes back. The middle point is what we call the equinox. Amigos, the temple up there, the room that was up there, had a doorway at the front and a doorway at the back. And it's perfectly oriented to the equinoxes. Let me show you because I have a picture. This photograph was taken 3 years ago here on the 21st of March. Notice where the sun is. Remember, there was a room here. The temple was up here. Doorway at the front, doorway at the back. So now imagine what would have happened that day. We would all be here watching. A ceremony was going up there. And at the precise moment when the sun is perfectly aligned with the doorway, the ruler would show up in the doorway with his headdress of feathers, all his jewelry on him. And we would be like watching him with the sun right in the doorway of the temple. What would we believe? That he's a god, that he's divine, that he's chosen by the sun. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were the people that had all the time. They kept a record of the pass of time. They were keeping a record of the calendars. They knew it happens 2 times a year, 21st of March and 21st of September, our calendar today. Amigos, this is how you control people. Knowledge. And the Mayan people, religion. We would be shocked. You know, the sun is one of the most important gods, and the sun is with the guy. Of course he knew what he was doing. Huh? You know what I mean? So it happens in this building, and it also happens in this one. We're going to see this one afterwards. It happens on the days of the equinoxes. If you come here that day, 2 days before, 2 days after, if it's not cloudy, the sun is perfectly aligned at the top. 5 days before, 5 days after, it's no longer aligned at the top of the temples. Of course, this took time. And this is what they had, time. Of course, the astronomers of the ruling family. All this knowledge was passed on to their children. These people were the ones that knew to read and write. All the others couldn't read and write. So this was a privilege. So what did they do with their children? They married their children with other children of other ruling families, so that knowledge would not go to the lower social structures. So they were always in power. And these marriages were used as alliances during war, because we already said that war played a very important part in the life of these people. Capichi, amigos? We get it? I mean, of course, this doesn't only happen here. It happens in many other ancient civilizations in the world, and it still happens in our modern civilizations today, amigos. Same people in power. Okay? Muy bien. So now, just before we go, I want to show you a picture for you to have an idea of writing. This is a stele, and it has writing on it. Remember, now we can read it, thanks to the work that Norosov did. You know why Norosov, he dedicated all his life trying to find out how the writing worked. And remember, I said he was a linguist. He understood other ancient language that works with glyphs. So he found a way to read it. And he also used the work that some of the Spaniards also left. So amigos, this is Mayan writing on a stone. And now let me show you. In this one here, this is a lintel. Notice there's a ruler with a woman in front of him. He's the ruler, he's the wife, and she's performing a ritual. It's called bloodletting, collecting blood for sacrifice. Look at the writing here. There's a description of what's happening here with their names on it. Today we can read it. Many years ago we didn't know what it meant. We were just figuring out things, right? But now it has their name and it says what they're doing. The ruler watching his wife. So as they were doing this, notice somebody carved it. So their buildings were decorated with carvings like this to commemorate special events of the calendars and of the ruling families. There is no writing of common people. They didn't care. Everything was centered in the ruling family. So notice again, she's performing a ritual. She's passing a rope through her town to get blood to be burnt to the gods. So this, at some point, the rulers had to offer their blood. When they needed other blood, they took it from the others. Of course, they took their life from the others, but them, they didn't kill themselves. They just offered their bloods in the ritual of bloodletting. Amigos, this piece today, this is from Yaxchilan, Chiapas, Mexico. The piece today is in the British Museum in London, the original one. So why is it in the British Museum in London? Do you think Mexico donated it? They took it. They took it. Well, let me tell you, there are things like this all over the world. And if it's in a museum, it's okay. That's what museums are for, right? If it's in a private collection, we do not even know it exists. It's just for the people that own it. But if it's in a museum, it's okay. Lots of pieces in all the big museums around the world. The only country that has given back things to Mexico that were taken out illegally in the past years is the United States of America. It's the only one with which we have, what you call this? An agreement, something like that. All the others, of course, you won't give them back. There are 4 original ancient books written in paper. There are only 4. The others were burnt by the Spanish evangelizers during the process of conversion of the religion, our religion or their religion, to Christianity. 4 books survived. They're now called codices. Why? Because the Europeans said that the people were writing in code so that nobody understands it. Of course, it was another written language, right? So the 4 codices. One is the Codex of Madrid in Spain, the other is the Codex of Paris in France, the other is the Codex of Dresden in Germany, and the only one in America, the Mayan Codex of Mexico in Mexico City. The one in the best condition is the one that is in Germany. From the one in Germany, they deciphered the numerical system. Once they deciphered the numerical system, they deciphered the calendars. Okay, amigos? So are we ready to move? Right in front of us, you can see the cocoa palm tree, the one I mentioned. Notice, and lots of cocoon palm trees. This one has a tree grown on top of it. Can you see it? Kind of embracing the tree. This one has another tree grown on it. It's not a cocoon palm tree, another type of palm tree with another tree attached on it. Very common in the jungle. Notice you will be observing in all the trees that there are other plants growing on it, like philodendrons, bromeliads, ferns, orchids, and trees. In this case, these trees, at this point, they call them the lover trees because one is hugging the other. Notice, amigos, at the end, it's going to kill it. They're really stronger figs. They wrap around the other tree until they kill it. Okay? Muy bien. Do we have any questions? Are we all okay? How are the children? Are they okay? Are they tired? We're just starting. But this was the longest stop.
Diane, what time period are we in here?
This period here? Okay. Timing is divided in classic, pre-classic, classic, post-classic. Everything before the year 300 is pre-classic. The 300 to the 900 is the classic. This is the maximum splendor. This is when writing is developed.
This is BC.
No, pre-classic. Okay, yeah. 300 to 900 is AD. Everything before 300 is BC. This one is AD. Okay? The building here is from around 900. This is the maximum splendor. The ones inside are older. After 900, there's still an advanced civilization. Until some years before the arrival of the Europeans, they started declining as a civilization. They did not disappear because the people are still here. But it was no longer an advanced civilization, which means that the declination of these people started occurring before the arrival of the Europeans. Okay? When the Europeans got here, some of the cities were already covered by the jungle because they were always abandoning cities and reoccupying others. Remember? Okay? Muy bien. Now, yes, are we ready? ¿Listos? Vámonos. Watch your step. Remember what I mentioned about the red fire ants, okay? While we're walking in the park, you will observe that on all the walls there are lines like this running on the walls. You are going to see it everywhere. Notice? You see the line? This line is a restoration archaeological mark. It was put by archaeologists for you to know that when they did restoration work, all the stones above the line in this piece of wall were placed back by archaeologists. The ones below never crumpled down. Remember, the flat stones from here are missing. We didn't find them because the locals took them to build their houses.
I like this. This is cool.
It's hard to find those structures where things are in good condition. But well, then, when we are observing to this one, from this angle we're staying now, you see that it looks like a pyramid.
Having a look at this tree.
So they pretty much rebuilt that whole thing.
Señores, this tree is a ceiba tree, C-E-I-B-A. Look at the roots of the ceiba. The roots, hasta donde llegó esa raíz donde estás, Angelito? Notice where Angel is right now. Look at where the root is right now. Up to there. This root. This tree was planted here in the year 2002. I know it because one of my friends brought it. Skinny little tree like this, plant. Now it's this tree. They grow very fast because it's softwood. Trees that are softwood grow faster than hardwood. This ceiba is what we call the sacred tree of the Mayan people. Remember I told you they believe they travel through sacred trees from our world, which is the middle world, to an underworld and then to an upper world? This is the sacred tree. The trees are softwood and inside they're hollow. So that's why maybe they believe that they travel through the sacred trees. Amigos, these trees grow in the tropics of America and they also grow in South and West Africa. And many other civilizations have some kind of connection with trees that they believe that are sacred or whatever, just like the Maya. Did you guys remember the movie Avatar? About the connection with a sacred tree? That's kind of the idea. Okay? Mesoamerican natives had their sacred tree, and this is the ceiba. And modern times, whenever the Mayan people go to their places where they cultivate the land, there are ceiba trees all over the place. They will always ask permission to the tree to enter the jungle. Whenever you find a tree, they will ask permission. They still do it, amigos. So now, while we're here, I want you to just turn around, notice where the group is, and you will observe that that structure that we were looking at, there's a kind of a wall, notice, and there's a mound. Wall, and then the mound on the left. You see, that mound is another structure.
So in this way they were getting bigger.
Because of money.
But the structures are staying.
So remember, all the mounds are structures, okay? Muy bien. Let's go, amigos.
The monkeys start attacking as soon as we start trying to excavate.
By the same Maya.
That's the ants crawling out the diagram. Size of the bodies and heads the size of the You know how strong that thing? Could probably be able to lift up a car.
Here on the left, of course, we have the mound. Due to the height of it, it's definitely, it's not religious because it doesn't have this form, pillar mounting. It's a little bit more extended. So it could be a residential area, it can be an administrative area, or it can be used for astronomical purposes. You will see a lot of these trees all over the place. The trunk of the tree is really green, but it's always kind of like peeling off. Notice? This is the Gambo Limbo tree. In Maya, we call it chaka. Cha means red, like from chak. Choben, place of the red corn. And people make fun of these trees, amigos. They call it the tourist tree. They say that when tourists come to the Caribbean and they get sunburned, they get red, and they start peeling off. So instead of you learning chaka or running the red Gambo Limbo, they just say the tourist tree. There are lots of them around here. Okay? So you're going to see a lot of chaka, or red Gambo Limbo, or the tourist tree. Softwood, so they grow very, very fast. Faster than the ceiba. I guess you already recognize this one on my left. Which one is this one? Strangler fig. Strangler. So again here on the, now yes, right and left, we still have the mounds, right? Not excavated. So while we're here, I want you to have a look at this tree. Look at this tree with the kind of a smooth trunk. We're going to see lots of them while we're doing our tour. And there's another one here at the back. Notice on the little mound, there's a one with the smooth trunk. Lots of them. Amigos, this is the allspice tree. Allspice. The one that you use for a pumpkin pie. Not old spice. No, not old spice. Allspice. Okay, we have a lot of allspice in our jungle. So allspice is really, this bears clusters of little seeds. When they get dry, that's the allspice seed. Okay, so you're going to see lots of them.
We attach the legs to one each other, we do something like this, and then we use a regular piece of wood, and we have a natural broom. My grandma, my in the house,
Well, these are leaf cutter ants. So don't step on them, go over them.
91 days, the longest 90 years. 91 days, the sun will come back to the center. Times 4. Yes. Close the center. Yeah. 365.
Amigos, go ahead, take your pictures, and when you're finished, I will be waiting here for you. Take your pictures.
Why are they going to do that? They had contacts with merchants who came from land, survey, all soldiers had contacts with all. That's enough. One of their
You can step on the structure if you want, okay?
Hey.
Hey, Bo, you getting some film?
Yeah. You okay?
Doing good.
So your son
hot.
is a photographer.
He likes to take videos and photographs.
Yeah, one of our sons is a videographer.
That's what he's interested in doing.
How old is he?
He's 19.
Okay. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hot rod. You've done amazing.
Oh no, you're just fine.
She's done an amazing job. That's perfect for him.
Okay, I'm coming. My name's Mary.
And my mom's name is Mary. My husband's late mom's name is Mary. So it's nice meeting you. So when I see him on the ship, I'll be looking out for him.
Thanks, honey.
Good job.
There wasn't crying. There was a moment they got to peace, but one of them in the middle of the day
Lay on the stone and the sacrifice stone.
up to the sun. And he notices that
The shade, I don't know if it's green.
so this is probably some of the materials they use, the Maya astronomers.
It's just the shade's getting them somehow. Let me see, let me go from a different angle. I mean, it's still a good picture, but it's just...
References, observe, of
Try
course,
stepping it there in the sun a little bit and just see.
but piece of the stone are being flashed through
Alright,
it.
maybe that'll be a
They
little
were
bit so you can see your
recording.
face and everything.
Recording and making their calculations. If any one of you would like to try, look through this directly to the sun.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, second grade.
Pictures and you won't even help. Oh, pictures. I need pictures.
There's a photo of it somewhere in the house. Obviously, I have to go get over there.
Yeah. At 7 years old.
Okay, amigos from Diana's group, notice where we are right now. This is a kind of a courtyard that is surrounded by structures. All of them have steps going like to the floor, but the walls are gone, the roofs are gone due to the pass of time. If we do not have walls and roofs, it means that they were made of perishable material, right? And of course, this is no longer religious, because it doesn't have the form of hills and mountains, right? Everything is flat. And the structures were really small, and these were really houses. We have just entered what was in the beginning the residential area of the ruling family. Remember, they lived in the downtown. Their houses made out of stone. Notice how high the steps are, because it rains a lot here. And some of the houses were completely made out of stone, including the roofs were made out of stone. The building where we came from, you saw walls made out of stone, right? Did you observe how thick the walls were? Very thick walls. The reason? the walls were very thick to support the weight of roofs that were also made out of stone. In architecture, we call this a Corvette Vault. So some of them lived in houses completely out of stone. Of course, we do not have the roofs because with the vegetation growing on top of it, the roofs collapse because of the weight of the trees growing on top of it, right? Which is exactly what happened in that one. Due to the amount of rumble it has inside, it means that that one was completely made out of stone. Now, the houses were really small because they were used only for sleeping. Everyday life occurred outside, in the courtyards and the patios. So on that other side, there's another courtyard with little houses. On the other side, there's another one. So they were all in this area. And by the way, the houses were really small. Observe here, there's a little aisle here. And I guess you saw where Angel came from. He came from that one. Enséñale de allá, mi amor. De ese lado. Solo enséñale el pasillito. Notice where Angel, he's very fast. Oh my God, he's almost running. I'm kidding, eh? So notice there where Angel is, and there's the other aisle here. So the houses were really small because they were only for sleeping. But at some point in the last stage of occupation, the people here started joining the little houses. Look at that one. How many little houses they joined here? The reason is that the last group that occupied the area changed the use of the houses to what seems to be an administrative area. In the last stage of occupation, there is no evidence of everyday life. So it became administrative. Maybe this is where they were controlling tribute. This would have been like the IRS. Everybody had to pay tribute to the ruling family. And remember, they got the best of everything. Just like how our leaders and our politicians live today, right? Muy bien, amigos. Do we have any questions? By the way, look at this cajon palm tree. What do you see all the way to the top? The cajon nuts?
Yes.
But look at the tree up there. The tree with the leaves. Not the palms, the leaves. So the tree, notice, is already attached at the top, and look at the root. It already got all the way here to make the root. So that's a strangler thing all the way to the top. And of course here you can see what I mentioned about the ferns. Notice those are orchid trees there, orchid plants, sorry. So lots of other plants, remember, grow on the trees because it rains a lot. Muy bien. Vámonos. Amigos, guess what? We're lucky today. I was here 2 days ago and it was full of mosquitoes. So this was great.
Generally what I'd expect going to Puerto Rico.
If they have these gas power, almost looks like blowers, and they tell you to get out of your apartment as they come into your apartment and spray it with powder in every apartment. Oh yeah, they I mean, it's like probably hard killing your population at the same time. Yeah, well, what's valuable about that book, are you? About the big bazooka anti-mosquito thing they do, that big powder. Yeah. Literally, it's like this wide here, about this long. So it's like some things that Arnie would pick up, you know? Mosquitoes out of here. You have to leave, you don't have to keep for like 15 minutes. Like half an hour, it's just like, and then you've got powder everywhere, don't you? Yeah. I didn't notice powder. Oh, somebody else has tapped that one.
Okay.
Okay, señores, I guess that here it's a good spot to identify some of the trees. Which one is that one? Smooth trunk. Allspice. Notice allspice. Allspice. At the backs, jugger ones. Another big one there. So you can have an idea of how much we have here. They grow everywhere here. I've tried planting them at home, amigos, and they always die. It just doesn't work. But well, that's the allspice tree, right? And you see a lot of cocoon palm trees here, and of course, you see the other plants growing on top of them too, right? In this case here, on my left, philodendrons. There are ferns, bromeliads, orchids, and strutter trees. Most of the trees have kind of a moss growing on it, and lichen also.
The mosquitoes would have that fill for the day. Oh man. Now they're having American. This just in. Increase in mosquito. What's that? This just in. Increase in mosquito diabetes. Mosquito diabetes. No, they stick their little nozzle in us and they're like, ooh, an icy.
Actually, I reckon you could invent a soup, a mosquito soup net.
Some cultures like mosquitoes.
Are the mosquitoes inside or outside? Your inside, so you protect you from the mosquitoes.
Or maybe, no, maybe I think one of those like dinosaur suits that inflate were. Look at that. Yeah.
Something here like the Mayan.
Okay, amigos. This area where we just got to, observe the structure in front of you. This structure is 108 times 112 square meters. 1 meter is 3 feet, okay? Have in mind it's man-made. When we think of these structures, especially this one that we are allowed to climb, when you're there at the top, just try to imagine the man force, the man labor to build these structures. When these people were living here and building these structures, they had no metals. No metals in this part of America. There is no evidence of the use of the wheel. No wheel for transportation. Maybe they did, but we don't have the evidence, so we cannot say that they use it, right? And probably because there were no animals of burden. No animals of burden in this part of America. So it means that they had to bring in the stones, they backed it, to bring it all the way here. Who do you think were the people backing the stones? And who else? Slaves. And because you know why wars are important? You get labor. Huh? You conquer another group. What do you want them for? Somebody has to work, amigos. Okay? So yes, it was the common people and also those people that they had conquered during war. You know, if you read books in archaeology published before the 1970s, archaeologists, according to the evidence that they had then, before we deciphered the writing, said that the Mayan people reached this splendor in arts and in sciences because they lived in harmony with their neighbors, in harmony with their environment. This has changed completely. They were people at war, making alliances to get other stuff, of course, right? So then, yes, I mean, there were people back in the stones. There's also a version of some archaeologists saying that, for example, some people would also voluntarily do the work. And we understand that today. Many of us today, if we don't do it, many of us, we know people that do it, do voluntary work. They're not paid for it, and they want to do it. They do it for institutions, different kind of institutions, and you do it because you want to. So imagine if you're doing something for your gods, you do it voluntarily too, right? But of course, we think that the very hard work was really done by captured people during war. I mean, it's logical, because you were always at war. Their environment. The land in this part of the Yucatan Peninsula is not very fertile. Some parts, the dark soil is this thick, red, brown, black. Below this, it gets gray, and everything eventually becomes white, which means it loses its fertility very fast. Where the cajon palm trees grow, it's an indication that the soil is fertile. So the people from this area had fertile soil. But we do not have a lot of superficial water because we don't have mountains here. Everything is flat. We have water in the rainy season, in depressions of land, but then when it gets dry, everything dries out. So it's not an easy life in this area, right? But then they build these big cities, of course. So, señores, remember I said how they prepared mortar? How did they prepare mortar? By burning limestone. Imagine how much wood they were using to burn stones to get lime, to make mortar. They were devastating their natural resources, eventually causing climate changes. The dry season will be getting longer, the rainy season is getting shorter. Amigos, so this has happened before, and it's always done by man. So now, look at the structure. Easy to see that this wall goes all the way up, built at a time, no metals, no evidence of the use of the wheel, no animals of burden. And when the city was abandoned the last time, the jungle took over. Look at what the trees do. The trees break the structure and the stones start crumbling down. All the stones that crumbled down are here in the lower area. So when these stones settle here in the lower area, what they did? They protected the lower wall. So all the lower wall is intact. Here it's exposed by archaeologists. So why is it intact? Because the stones fell down and they protected the lower wall. Now this is a structure we're allowed to climb for the people that will be climbing. Don't get excited. We're not climbing here. We're using the steps on the other side. Okay, so as we go on the other side, there will be a staircase, the original staircase, 32 steps to climb to the top. If you're doing 32, you're going to do it slowly and you do it carefully. Please, no running up. Por favor. The people that do not want to climb 32 steps, we are going a little bit ahead. And there's another way of climbing where we use 15 steps. And we get to the same top. So you do 32 or you do 15. Once we're up there, you will explore on your own, okay? I will be up there just to keep an eye on you, but you will explore on your own, you take your photographs, and when you're finished, we're all going down to 15. Nobody comes down to 32 today. Maybe mañana, not today. So you go up to 32 or you go up to 15, but we all come down to 15. Okay? I need you to watch your time now. From this moment, in 15 minutes, we're going to meet down. So we go up, take our pictures, and we go down, we meet there in 15 minutes. If we take 2 more minutes, that's okay. But we try to make it 15, okay? ¿Listos? Vámonos. This is a little bit more slippery. Try to do it more at the center or towards the left. Remember, you go up slowly, por favor, and I will see you up here. People going up the 50 steps.
Janita, ya déjame ver si tengo 100. Espérame.
Notice Pepper and Alex is going to give them money. Money man.
Ya 200. Ah, sí.
Gracias. Is that working today? Not today.
Come on, I want to take a picture going to
Oh my God.
Give me the backpack. So that's less weight on you.
Because I'm tired.
That one's just a little bubble.
Cuando lleguemos,
Bueno, por la tarde le mando
te va.
Yeah, ours now. Listening to the lady? Huh? Listening to Diane?
Zip line. They just have beach. You end up at the beach before you take the
Mañana hay de hablar. Y es que sabes que trato de no decir todo, pero no puedo, si se me
Yeah. Well, it's all because they're cheating.
¿Cómo está el chiquito? ¿Cuándo nació? ¿No? Sí. ¿Y qué fue? Niña. ¿Es niño? ¿Cómo está?
Everyone ready? Let's move. Ready? Wait for freedom. All right. Cheers. Next time we'll do it. Nay, I'm in.
We started again and we're like, meal too.
For information, okay, for you ready?
Well guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the vlog. I know it was all over the place. You guys probably got to learn some things about the Mayan ruins. And I know there was a lot of talking from that lady. She was really kind, she was very sweet. But yeah, there's a lot of talking from her and stuff like that. I didn't enjoy filming too much. I was mostly the cameraman for this video because like I didn't want to talk too much. Plus Tom is there too. And there's other people trying to pay attention to what she's saying. So I don't want to be like vlogging like I'm doing now, talking to the camera or whatever. But I know it would have made the video more interesting and stuff like that. Because I know you guys are used to me talking the whole video. Yeah, for this video I was mostly just the cameraman for this video. I was just filming whatever was going on during the tour. So anyways guys, so that's what we did today. I actually took a nap after we were done. And I actually got this shirt, guys, from I forgot what the place is called, but yeah, I got a new shirt, guys. It looks really nice. It makes me look like a lot nicer. You know, a lot of people that are on the cruise ship right now are wearing shirts like this, so it makes me fit in with everybody else. So it makes me feel like I'm actually on a vacation on a cruise ship and stuff like that. It makes me look nicer for the cruise. So anyways guys, I seriously love you guys. You guys mean the world to me. I say it most videos, almost every video. So yeah, I gotta wrap up this video. I gotta start up a new video, guys. I don't got long. I only got like 15-20 minutes. I gotta start the next video. So this is a wrap up to this vlog. So I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, have notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys. The beautiful ocean. And me in the reflection. You guys can see me filming. Alright guys. I'll see y'all in the next video. I love you guys. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Oh, is it still filming? Oh, what the heck? I was about to start up the next video, guys. What the what the heck? I thought the camera was off. I seriously did. Alright, see you on the next video, guys. What the heck? Beautiful ocean. Me in the reflection. Alright, gotta start the next video, guys. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.